Hello to everyone. This is Joanna, and today I'm going to share with you my version of the Falls Winter Burn candle. I guess you could say review. In this, what I do is I share with you candles that I have burned, whether or not I would repurchase them. But as many of you know, and I'm going to scoot up a little bit, the candles that I have been burning are a few older candles as well as a mix of some from maybe the past season or the season before. So I'm going to share with you my thoughts on those. And one of the candles that I have to share with you is currently being re-released right now and is available for purchase. So I'll just share that with you really quickly. And I wanted to share on my nails because I got a few compliments on this. One of the plates that I used was a plate that I hauled, and this was my Kauai collection plate from MoU London, plate number 3. And as you know, I used that image right there. I did a white polish, which was my Sinful Colors at that time. And sometimes I also will use my white by Sally Hansen. And then the polish, the stamping polish that I used was this Lavender 49. And I had actually thought this was my one that I have called, I think it's Hollandaise or something like that. It is a cross between a blue and a purple. So I thought this was that, but it's not. But it ended up working out in the look anyway. So I do want to use this portion right here with the little foods and this portion with the little ice creams. Also, y'all know when I hauled this plate, I don't know how well you can see it, so I'll try to turn it this way, or I'll turn it back. But there was a little hot dog here, and then I think over here is an actual burger. So I don't know what the deal is with my phone. I have learned to understand that it's not going to focus right in the front, but I will get on with my little series here, and I will probably burn candles up until March. You guys have all heard me say, and in case someone doesn't know, I only burn candles when it's cold outside. I don't burn candles all year long. However, I do buy them all year long. So I don't necessarily light up summer candles in the summer and spring in the spring because I equate candles with warmth and coziness. So if I light a candle in the summer and I'm sitting there staring at it, I get really, really hot. I just equate them with coziness in winter. Now, like I said, I do buy them all year round, but I will mostly start burning them that first cool evening, and then I'll keep it up all the way through March. Like if it gets hot in the middle of March, I'll stop. But I do have news because someone did ask me, since I am burning older candles, do they burn the same? And I have found they don't, which is another thing that is making me burn through my candles from 14 and 15. And that is another thing that's going to be contained here, besides one or two. A lot of these are from 2015 and 14 because when I went through my candle collection, I put my candles in order by the year. And I've noticed that the new candles for this year, which I have one, the one that I hauled yesterday, start with 00. Because I always wondered if a candle was 4, how do we know if it was 2004 or 2014? The only reason I know that mine was 2014 is because I wasn't buying a lot of candles in 2004. At least not from Bath and Body Works. But the first one we will start with is Citron Cedarwood. This one actually has 14. I had a lavender candle from this series, and I'm going to try to read you the notes here. And I called myself having everything I needed over here by me, so I am missing those reading glasses of mine, so I will be right back. My apologies for that. Okay, so Citron Cedarwood is elegant cedar, thrives in the countryside of southern France and is at the heart of this sunny blend of fresh citrus and green moss. So those are the scent notes. Usually it'll have something else there, but this is when they were still putting the fluff on the candles. And a lot of these candles at that time were $22.50. They would go on sale for like $11.25. And then eventually they became $12.50 by 3 with a 10 off 30. So y'all know that already. But I really do like this. This is one of the scents, though, that I will say that I have run into the ground for myself. I love this fragrance. If you like mahogany teak wood, or you think mahogany teak wood is a little bit too strong, this one right here is like a lighter version of that. I used to always hear people first refer to mahogany teak wood as Abercrombie Finch. Well, when that store was here, my daughter didn't shop in there, and my son at that time was real little. He was about 3 or 4. He didn't start, getting anything out of there until he became a teenager. But being that I would pass right by that store in the mall and I would hear people make that connection with that, it did ring true. It was a similar scent. So if you have men in the house, or you don't always want a fruity or floral or bakery type scent and you want to change it up a little bit, this is a really nice candle. I do recommend this one and I do like it a lot. In fact, anytime it's available, if it comes available now, I will always get another one. But like I said, this one and a few other ones, when I like something, I go ham on it. But I would definitely get another one of these. So the next one I'm going to share with you is one I had a little bit of trouble with. This one right here, and this is pink petal tea cake. This was my original pink petal tea cake that I had actually refused to burn until of late. Now I had two of these at one time. The first one burned beautifully because I burned it, right then. I think I burned it within a couple of months of having it. Later on, it didn't even have the same scent. And this one's from 2014. And this one is tea for two becomes even sweeter with the fragrance of pink petal tea cake made from garden rose petals, freshly baked cake, and vanilla glaze. I never got straight up rose for this, but I love the scent. Y'all know that I would love to have this in body care. And this candle to me is tray worthy. Now, y'all have heard me say that. Tray worthy means I wouldn't mind having 6 of them. Most of the candles that I have, y'all know that I only have maybe 2 or 3. There's been a few you've seen me repeat on here, such as the Magic in the Air. I had a lot of that one. At one point, I had a tray and a half of that one. And I didn't realize until I put my candles together, they were all of different years. I thought they were of the same year. Some were 16, some were 17. So I found out that they were differing years. But this one right here was available this past spring. And if it came out again and I could get my hands on 6 of them, I would. So this one is tray worthy to me. And again, tray worthy means that I really, really like the candle a whole lot. So the next one that I burned, and this one too, this one here is from 2016. This is Wine Cellar. Now this is a pretty popular one. However, I wasn't that crazy about it. I like the way it smells in here, but I didn't really like it lit. But at the time, the candles that were wine scented were Merlot candles, and they didn't smell like Black Cherry Merlot. This was before Black Cherry Merlot became in existence for Bath and Body Works. We had a store here called Kitchens. And I don't know what the brand was, but they had these candles a little bit taller than this, and they were oval shaped. And one of them was Merlot because the wine scents became popular. There was one for that pear Riesling or something that was white wine scented. There was something for the Merlot. There was a Bordeaux one. And at that time, I wasn't even shopping at Yankee Candle. But this is a pleasant enough scent. And again, this is a nice scent if you don't want floral or fruity or bakery. Because sometimes even your favorite candles, you want to break from the norm with those. Which is why you hear me say a lot of the times another tray-worthy candle to me is Vanilla Bean. If I had to have one candle all my life that I could burn just for the sake of burning, Vanilla Bean would be it. Because it is a plain but nicely scented candle that is non-offensive to anyone. But it smells really, really nice, even if you can hardly smell it in the house while you're burning it. When you come in, you get a light sweetness. So this was a pretty nice candle. The notes on this one was luxurious notes of fragrant red fruit, rare patchouli, and a touch of saffron to your home wine list. And usually I don't like patchouli, but there's a few things I do like. And again, this is a 2016 version when the candles were still $22.50. So the next candle that I have, and this one is going to be the one that has a little story behind it. This is Waikiki Beach Coconut. This is currently out now. It has a hand soap, and I was very happy they were going to bring the room spray back because I have bought room sprays off and on, and some of them I didn't like. Y'all heard my story on the hot cocoa and cream one. I ended up taking it back because it ended up being a real choker. You really don't know that you like the room sprays until you spray them, and sometimes you go back and they are gone. Now, one of the room sprays that was very similar to the Waikiki coconut was this Hawaii Oahu Coconut Sunset. While they were not the same, they were similar, but I prefer the Waikiki one over this one. And I'm going to tell you why. When this set came out right here, okay, it came out in everything. It came out in body care. It came out in the room spray. It had a hand soap then that was green and pearlized. And I will say, I don't recall if it was 7 or 8 fragrances that came out with this line, but this was their top summer line. This was the line that I said that I bought all minis trying to save money and ended up spending $245. I think I had a couple of candles. I had maybe 3 body care items, and the whole line was minis. I bought everything in mini because what I don't have here is the Honolulu Sun, because y'all know I bought this right here in the mini. I purchased this right here in mini form, and then I went back after the scrubs. And the Oahu coconut, to me, and the Waikiki coconut is what was running neck and neck, and that was why I bought everything in both of these lines. Even the wallflower plug, not plug, but the wallflower to this smelled really, really nice. I liked it over the Waikiki Beach one. Golden Pineapple Luau had a candle and was released then. Aloha Waterfall Orchid. This is a beautiful fragrance. This is a fragrance that I wear to work. It is a florally fragrance, but it is very, very light. In fact, if they would have brought this back, I feel like they could have put it in that water fragrance collection because it is that light. Like, it's a very pleasant floral scent, but it's a Hawaii flower floral, like a hibiscus, this orchid, and, you know, all of that plumeria just together. It's very, very light, and a lot of times I would wear this. People would say they like it, but it's very, very light, and you can only smell it when a person is just so near. And I had also gotten that in this. Now, at that time, the Waikiki Beach Coconut was in a green bottle just like this. Now, y'all know that I have last season's version, which is why I didn't get it this year. So my bottle that looked like this, I actually took that into work, and it got sprayed right up. A lot of people really did like it. And also released that year, because this is from 15 and this is from 16. So the year before, because I think these debuted in 15 and then they came back in 16 because they were so popular. But it was Honolulu Sun that was actually the front runner. And then people were crossed between these two. This was my favorite in candle form. This was my favorite in room spray form. And this is my last candle in this, and I don't want to burn this. But not only did this look beautiful, it smells beautiful. So I'm going to put that one over there. Now, this one is out right now. Again, like I said, this was a fragrance that I loved. I believe I went through 2 lotions and a body cream, like lickety split. I went through the shower gel, I went through the lotions, and I went through the body cream. And then by then I had had enough of the scent. But if you like, and I get more fresh than coconutty from this, but I really did like it. So the notes on this are dream of a Hawaiian beach escape with the fresh fragrance of coconut, saltwater breezes, and sun-bleached woods. But the candle of the Oahu coconut to me is a cleaner scented burn. So it just depends on your preference. But if y'all are on the fence and you want to give this a try, give it a try. And like I said, I really love the room spray. It takes a moment for it to like dissipate, but when it does, it's a really, really clean scent. So I'm very happy the room spray to this is back. Whatever they're selling for, if it's 3 for $20, I'm going to get that, because even my people at my job, and I'm talking employees who don't like fragrance, because you know I said there's one there that doesn't like fragrance, but she did like the Christmas cookies hand soap and lotion. Okay, she doesn't like fragrance. Even she loved that. When I spray the Waikiki coconut room spray at the job, it just smells like clean air. Like you actually want to inhale deeper. So I really do like it. And I'm hoping that this year's version is as good as the one that I have, because the one that I have is from a couple of years ago. But this is a great fragrance. It is out right now. It is online right now. And I believe it's in a scrub again. Now, the scrub that I had was these milky white ones, you know, but the scrub that's out now I think might look like this. And then I also had a scrub in this that was green, kind of like the watermelon one is pink. So this is a really nice candle to have. And again, this is out this summer. It is out right now. It is online right now today for $14.50. So it's a great fragrance. And the rest of my candles, what I didn't say that I do want to say is I have noticed that some burn, you know, okay. Some don't burn okay, like my pink petal tea cake, and some of them are sort of scentless that shouldn't be. Now, Sweater Weather did not have that problem. This is a fragrant candle regardless, and I love this. Y'all have heard me describe this as if a nice wooded area had a fresh rain, and then you're walking through that wooded area like one of those plank type walkthrough things, whatever it's called. It's like that to me. This is just fresh, like that first wet, after the rains fall day. I just really do like this, and I describe it like that all the time. But sweater weather carries no matter what. And I do have another one over there because if y'all saw my candle collection, it was this one and my marshmallow fireside that I had a lot of. Like I maybe had 4 of one and 5 of another. This one again would be tray worthy. Not that it's not, but I'm saying I would probably get 3 because you will have no trouble smelling this fragrance right here. They didn't mess with it. They tweaked my marshmallow fireside, so I didn't buy it the last 2 seasons that it's been released. The ones that I have are the original. So sweater weather is cuddle up with an aromatic blend of eucalyptus, juniper berry, fresh sage that celebrates the arrival of crisp autumn breezes. And if you'll notice, these candles from way back, you hear me say they have these kind of descriptions, whereas the newer ones just has the notes on it and that's it. And this one is from 2014. And I have a lavender one of these. So what I did was with these, where I didn't go by the date, I went by which one was the prettiest. I did not get my hands on the green one that I intended to get whenever it was out, but my lavender one will be the last one that I burn in this. And that's a fantastic scent. Like if you're someone that just wants a couple of staple candles, I would say that Marshmallow Fireside, if it's not tweaked, and that one right there, Sweater Weather, are nice fall candles. The next one that I burned, and I did have another one of these that burned a little stronger, and this is called the Original. This one is from 2015, and this one is Bring Home a Classic with the soaring blend of vetiver, black pepper, and a hint of pine wood. This is another good one if you have men in the house. And the reason I say that is because my son likes candles, but he likes like the blueberry one, and he likes the Menly ones, but he really likes blueberry sugar. And I think he likes Sweater Weather and the Marshmallow Fireside because I told y'all the story of how I got into Marshmallow Fireside, which was kind of funny considering the person that bought it for a resident I hated. The resident said that she didn't like it, but I think that we were just being snarky because it ended up growing on both of us, and that bulb was a kicker. You could smell it all the way out into the hall. And then I had talked to her. She ended up knowing that I went there, wanted me to get her another one of those. I ended up getting the candle. It was the funniest thing, and our snarkiness was for nothing. But this one right here is a nice one. Again, if you have like your husband or son or boyfriend or whatever male has a little area, a little den area, this one in Ski Lodge and Cedarwood, I think are nice ones. Because a lot of times, like for my son, when he would like a candle like mahogany teak wood, I would go ahead and pick up 4 or 5 of those, almost 6. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people have a candle, they have that one candle that they want to burn every season, or when it's over, they want to burn another one. That is it. This one burned fine, but the scent wasn't as strong as the first one, which is one of the reasons I decided to start going through a lot of my candles. I am not a candle collector. I do have a lot of candles. With the rare few, every candle that I have one of, and sometimes 2. Like when you hear me say I'm going back and I'm getting another, like I have 2 of the original strawberry pound cakes. I have a total of, I think, 4 blueberry pies because 2 were sent to me as a gift. At one point, I had 4 on my own, and I had exchanged 2 of them, and then I turned around and bought the one in that blue glass, so I might have 5. But certain candles I wish I had more of, like the ones that came out with that lime biscotti or whatever that was. I wished I had a few more of those. But for the most part, I have 1 or 2 of every candle. So my intent is to burn them. The way that I'm burning them now, I would not recommend because I'm basically burning my older ones just to get through them, which means I'm burning them at a longer period of time than they should be. That's not good because that's when they take on a funny smell. I want to burn my candles for enjoyment, okay? And right now, I think I have a mahogany balsam lined up, and I have autumn sitting over there on my table, which those will be the first 2 that will show up in the next series that I do of this. But this is a nice candle. Again, if you are a female and you just don't want the frou-frou and you want to change a pace, I always try to keep a candle in my arsenal that is a change of pace. One of the great ones that I wish they would bring back, if y'all remember, was that toasted graham. Everybody said it was real, real light, on smelling it in the jar. And then when you lit it, it blossomed, and it did. That one and the almond candle, again, are two candles that I would probably buy a tray full of. Now, this next candle, I think, came out last Christmas. It came out holiday time of 18. So this is going to be one of the newer ones of mine that I have burned. And this candle was on a recommendation, actually, of the little girl in Bath and Body Works. Now, I thought it was beautiful. And I thought, I'm not going to like that. But this, guys, I even did a review on this. It truly smells like an outside winter's day, and you're coming in and you smell a fresh tree during that time that makes you think of Christmas. And the packaging was gorgeous. This is the only one of these candles that I have burned, and I'm going to try to keep this jar. I don't know what I think I'm going to do with it, but I'm not going to throw it away. But she said that her dad did not like for her mom to burn fruity and bakery type candles. Now that I wouldn't like. I don't want a man telling me what I can and can't burn. Now, I can understand if they don't like it and I burn it away from them, that's totally fine, but that's their family, and then I'm my own. But she did say that he did like candles that smelled like the outdoors, and she said that this smelled good when you lit it, and she was right, because y'all know I went back and got another one. So I have another one of these. So I think the last two candles, guys, that I'm coming up on is my garden party. This was another one. I had one before and it burnt perfectly. The one that I had before was stronger. This is from 2014. And the first one I burned it right then. And it smelled really, really nice. It smelled like our backyard, the pink rose bush in our backyard. That's what it smelled like to me. And it's called Garden Party. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think, did I read the notes to Yuletide? Yuletide is made with rosemary and pine essential oils with notes of eucalyptus and cedar. Great one to burn at Christmas time in that first cold, snowy day. So Garden Party is, you're cordially invited to enjoy a blend of pink garden roses and pear blossoms wrapped in soft musk. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, cherry pie came out somewhere around here, I think. But they have different lids. But again, this is from 2014. And it burned all the way down. But it didn't smell like it did when I first burnt the first one. And I don't know if Sundress came out with this. Sundress and Pink Petal Tea Cake, and this came out together, I think, with something else. But everybody loved Pink Petal Tea Cake. A lot of people like Sundress. I just couldn't get with that one. And I might have one over there somewhere unburned. But this is one I would not get again. But if you like florals, it is a great one. There's nothing wrong with it. I just got tired of it after I burnt the first one. So the last candle that I had that I wanted more of, that I swore I could smell in my clothes, and as you can see, this is a Yankee candle. I don't have many Yankee candles because I stopped buying Yankee probably about the year this came out, and I don't know how to read their years. I don't know if these numbers on the bottom mean anything for them, but I'm gonna guess I would have been out shopping with my cousin. I don't know if I bought this like in 2016 or before, but it ended up being a surprise. I had a small one, and then I went back and got the big one. This was the one that y'all always heard me say. I kept calling it Daydream by the Fire. This was the perfect smoky candle. It smelled so good while it had a scent. And the first one that I had was great. It went with the picture. Like, it just smelled like hearth, fire, warm comfort is all I could say. And I liked it so much I went out and got another one. They had one called Mountain Lodge, but I thought that that was too cologne-y. And I don't think this right here says what it is. I'm calling myself looking. It just says the Winter Wonderland Collection, and I don't see anything that has a year on it. And it just says with pure natural extracts. But I consider Yankee Candle now the home of the unscented candle, but I haven't bought a candle in a long, long time from them. Like I said, 2015 or 2016. And this just says Winter Wonderland Collector's Edition. Now, I did want them to bring this back. I think they did in those tall jars, and this was the last one that I burned. But this was a fantastic fragrance. And if they made this again and it smelled like it did the first time and had a, you know what I mean, a real aroma and not subdued, I would get this again. Because y'all heard me say my favorite candles from Yankee Candle was always Midsummer's Night, Buttercream, Wedding Day was one, but they made that online only. Some of the odd ones, 2x4, which was the sawwood scent. I didn't even know that 2x4 was 2x4 until I was standing in the hospital gift shop one day and saw it, and it dawned on me, and I started cracking up. They also had one called Mantown that smelled really good. I didn't like the football themed one. I almost got that one then for my son. But I think that is it. These are all the candles that I have burned so far. So I will probably come back with one more of these since this is already almost March. And I just usually burn as many as I can burn until I have enough to do a video with y'all. But I will say, if you like the Waikiki coconut, go ahead and try that candle out, especially if you weren't buying candles when this was out before. And like I said, my favorite candle wise is this, and also give the room spray to Waikiki a try because it smells really, really nice. It smells like clean air. So I hope they haven't messed with it because I didn't see it in store to be able to try it. And like I said, if it smells like the one that I have that I'm out of, I will go ahead, even if it's 3 for $20, and I will get 3. But this Hawaii Oahu Coconut Sunset is nice too. And like I said, this one is from 15. And if I didn't read it to you, you might not care, but since I read everything else, this one is Escape to the Island of Oahu with a sexy blend of coconut blossoms and exotic tiger lily warmed by molten amber. I just know that the night that I lit this, if y'all remember when Miss Myra and Kyla showed the lavender and linen candle that I talked about, but I hadn't lit and how pretty it was, this looks like that. It was just real glowy and real, real pretty, and it kind of looks like that. So that is it. That is all I have for this series. And until next time, everyone have a great day.